Hey everybody, Bob Wise, Vice President, General Manager of KOBI-TV. Happy to be joined by Taylor Cropper, Marketing Director with BioSkin. Hey, thanks for joining us, Taylor.
Hey, thank you, Bob. Pleasure to be here.
Good, good. Well, tell us a little bit of the history of BioSkin.
So BioSkin's been located here in the Rogue Valley since the mid-90s. We manufacture orthopedic bracing and kind of sell it all over the world. We've got distribution in Europe and Asia and all across the world. Provide products to professional sports teams and colleges and universities and orthopedic clinics and hospitals. And we kind of just make a premium product that fits well and is comfortable and people really love to use.
Well, it seems a very interesting business model. And are there many competitors, and what separates you from your competitors?
Yeah, it's a fairly competitive space. You know, there are a few kind of large players in this industry. I would say that the two things that really set us apart from our competitors are, number one, a focus on kind of some unique and innovative fabrics. That's kind of been one thing that's really set us apart all along, right? From the beginning of our company, we kind of differentiated ourselves by developing a replacement fabric for neoprene in sports bracing. So a lot of people, that's kind of their only experience with a knee brace or something. It's an old neoprene brace. It's the same fabric that wetsuits are made out of, and it's really great for keeping you warm in cold water, but not so great when you're, playing football in August.
Right.
And so we developed a fabric that was a replacement for that material. It's breathable, it's light, it's really thin, it's a strong material. So that's really kind of the first thing that set us apart. And then the second part is just some unique designs. We've got some designs that, really work well with the body, work in harmony with, human anatomy, and kind of take their cues from the way that the body's supposed to work. And, bottom line is we try to decrease pain and increase human performance.
It is fascinating sometimes to learn the eclectic nature of a business. And you seem to have a very eclectic background there and the kind of things that you can help people with. We've all been through a unique 2020 for sure. What have you implemented to keep your customers safe and to keep your staff safe there at BioSkin?
That hasn't been a huge challenge for us. A lot of our office staff has been able to start working from home. Our manufacturing team, which is mostly in Ashland, they kind of have a lot of space anyway. So, people weren't super crowded in there. And so that hasn't been too bad. So it's people are wearing masks and a lot of hand sanitizer, taking their temperature when they get to work and just trying to really keep tabs on people's health. So that hasn't really been too bad. The biggest change this year has been kind of pivoting and making some new products, So at the beginning of the pandemic, we saw a pretty sharp decrease in sales as a lot of our customers were forced to close for a while as, elective surgeries and stuff weren't able to happen. And so, when that happened, it was this kind of at the same time that a lot of our healthcare provider friends were expressing a lot of worry that they were going to be running out of personal protective equipment and started asking, hey, you guys are a manufacturer, you do this kind of stuff, any chance you could start making face masks and hospital gowns and stuff. And so we did start making some of that stuff. And that's actually turned into quite a big chunk of our business this year. And it's been great. We've been able to bring back, at the beginning there, we actually did lay some people off for a little while. And pretty quickly, as we started getting into the face mask business, we were able to bring back our whole team.
Oh, that's great.
And it's ended up being a pretty good year for us.
That's great. And you created a new business paradigm for yourself.
Yeah, it's probably going to be temporary. We hope this pandemic doesn't go on much longer. And, with the introduction of the vaccines and stuff, we're kind of, we're excited to kind of get back to business as usual. But for us, it has been a really good bridge and a good way for us to get through this year and kind of put us in a better position for, moving forward.
Well, I got to tell you, Taylor, it's a great way to word it, a bridge, right? And we've all had to create kind of a new way of doing business. We've been very blessed here that our staff has kind of recreated ourselves. Some of our staff is working from home as well. Yeah. I never thought that we would be in that situation. And now it's going to kind of change the way we think about things moving forward and the way we deliver our news product. Using Zoom, for example, who would have thought, right?
It's been a strange but very educational year.
Well, and the beauty of what we're doing with these conversations, it gives our clients, which we are fortunate to have a wealth of, to learn more about other clients that are advertising or partnering with us. And that's why it's great to have you here. And another thing that's very important to us, and I know it's important to you, is involvement in the community. So give me a little of the background of why that's important to you and why it's important to BioSkin.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that makes living in the Rogue Valley so nice is it is a pretty tight-knit community. I mean, it's kind of the blessing and the curse of doing business here. It's kind of small and isolated, and in some ways it can create some challenges. But the nice part is, I mean, people are pretty close and people pitch in and help, and we've seen a lot of that as we've gone through this pandemic. There are just a lot of good people out there, and so that's been nice. It's been nice, as I mentioned, that we've actually ended up having a pretty successful year thanks to the pivot into the personal protective equipment. And so that has enabled us to kind of be a little more active. I mean, our hearts have gone out to a lot of the people in this valley who have lost their jobs and a lot of businesses that have really struggled. And, so we've tried to be a good partner in the community in that respect and, kind of pitch in where we can. And
it's noticed and appreciated.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right that most people, most businesses in the Rogue Valley step up, and this is a year where a lot have really stepped up to do all they can. Yeah. And you should be proud of your team for. Important
to remember that there are a lot of people who really struggled this year, and my heart goes out to people that own restaurants and bars and so many businesses that have just been so greatly impacted by this, and probably will continue to be impacted for months to come. So,
the reality of it is we're very appreciative that you're in the Rogue Valley, that you and your team are doing great things or doing things to help the community, and we appreciate you partnering with NBC5.
Well, absolutely. It's a wonderful place to live, and it's a great place to have a family, and we really love it here. So even though there might be easier places to do business, we're glad to be here and glad for the people here in the Rogue Valley.
Thanks, Taylor, very much. Happy holidays.
Thanks.
Take care now.